Peace and blessings. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. So I'm going to wait till you all start coming on the line. So I want to say tune in to another episode of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Healing for the Modern Sister. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call this Blackberry Beauty TV, where I'm all the way live, okay? Where anything could happen. Expect the unexpected, but always expect love, because that's what I'm bringing. So hey, Barbara Jackson. Hey, Catilia, Hamida, how are you? So I am on live, and tonight we have a fun-filled night, y'all. We got a lot going on. So today I did something different. I actually really took a break. Like I took a 2.5-hour bath. And let me just say, Makeda, how are you? Crystal Good Girl Brown, Monica Joe. Hey, Barbara, thank you. Makeda, hey. So, yes, y'all, I took a beautiful bath. Greetings, Crystal. And it was 3 hours. And like y'all, I rested. I read today. I said to myself, I was thinking about this idea of the good life or moving up in life. And I got notes tonight, so I just want you to know. Looking great. Thank you, Queen. I'm feeling really good. Thank you. So I was thinking about moving up in life, and I was thinking about this idea of go, 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 right? And even though I have it, even though I'm lifting these weights and I'm running every day and I'm doing the lunges, I'm doing the squats, and I'm doing the yoga, but more importantly, the other stuff, other than the yoga, it's very, kind of masculine-based stuff. And I think as women, especially as women who want to sell, who want to be entrepreneurs, who want to create some type of income coming in, as they like to say, I know for those women, I know for us, I know that we need that extra kind of, that extra kind of masculine energy. When I say masculine energy, I'm not talking about male. I'm talking about masculine. I'm talking about that get up, that action taking. But what I realize is that even though men, and let me see who's there. Hey, Jen Sadiq. Hey, Tamiko. Even though men thrive with all their testosterones, in effect in business, men can go, go, go. I realize that women need a day off. That women actually need a day where they're just doing inner work, where they're just in the bathtub, where they're taking 2-hour to 3-hour baths, where they're reading, where they're sitting in the sun, where they're writing poetry. A woman really, there has to be a balance, and that's my December intensive, the spiritual art of selling, sell or be sold. And that 3-hour live intensive, which is on special right now, and I'll tell you more about the specials. With that one, I'm really teaching, I'm really pushing in that masculine energy, but I'm actually teaching it with a twist. I'm teaching it from a feminine perspective. Thank you for the love. I'm showing you how to balance. I don't even know if balance the two, and I'll tell you what I mean. I know that a woman needs time. I know that a woman can create many things. There's 7 days in the week if we go by this illusionary time, which, hey, Osalami, hey, Taliba. If we go by this illusionary time, then there's 7 days in the week. And if we go by the idea of even what we hear from biblical texts or from spiritual texts, I like to say it because the Bible is based on so many. The resurrection story of Jesus is really based on the story of Esau and the resurrection that Aset, his queen, as she helped to resurrect him. And she actually created and built his phallus back. It's a wonderful story of Esau and Aset, but that really was the first resurrection story. And it was a woman who resurrected her husband. It was the woman who resurrected her man. So think about it. It's because he probably working hard 7 days a week and ain't never taking a break. And because she does take that break once a week, she was able to resurrect him. And so I think for a woman, I was thinking that I know that the woman is God. I know that the black woman must have to be God because they say that God worked 6 days and he rested the 7th. Whatever that was, it might not have been Sunday because back in the day, Sunday was the beginning of the week. I say. So if a woman, if the God that they talking about in biblical texts and spiritual texts even is worked hard, because it got to be hard making stars and sun and flowers and trees. It's got to be hard making people and sunlight and oceans and clouds. It must rain. It got to be an incredible amount of, extreme testosterone working. Even, how you doing, Angela? Even in a female form. And so what I think about is, but that one day was for rest. And that makes me realize that that's a feminine aspect of the Creator. And so today I decided, because I was 10Xing it, y'all. I was going. I was going. And I loved it, and it's still fun. But I said one day to have an almost 3-hour bath, one day to sit with myself, one day to create and be with the divine feminine, so that she can balance all of this. Okay, maybe not balance, because the only true balance in life, I don't know about this word balance. When I think about the comedic story of the scale and the scale of my eye, right? They say that they didn't say, the scale doesn't say you have to balance your, work with play. It didn't say you have to balance your rest with work. It said you have to balance your heart against a feather. That your heart has to be light as a feather. That's how my eye will let you in. That's how you get into the gates of heaven, which is a metaphor as well. So if your heart has to be light as a feather, that's the balance. The balance is whatever you're doing, do you still have a heart that's light as a feather? If you're working 6 days a week and you take off the 7th day a week, that could actually be balanced. If the heart throughout the 6 days is still as light as a feather. So the idea really is about, you have the balances between your heart and the feather. That's the true balance. Hey, Chandra. Hey, Rebecca. How are you? And so I really wanted, so I'm going somewhere with this idea of the way I teach you how to sell, the way I'm teaching about business. I'm remembering that we are divine feminine beings and that our wombs cannot just go. I see some of our healers, and I see some very famous healers, and when I see them just getting out of shape, I don't mean just physical. I mean the way they conduct themselves, the mental. They're tired. See, Hollywood or even your job or corporate America or corporate wherever you are in the world, they really have their business model is made for men. So that means no time. If you have your cycle, there's no deep contemplation going on up in this workspace. If you're pregnant, hurry up and get over it in 6 weeks and get a babysitter and come back. So you're feeling like you're needing to not go like a man can. You actually do better and come up with better ideas when you have a day to process all that you are thinking, feeling, and doing. So your whole energy is way different. And so in my next intensive in December 11th, I think it's December 11th, we're going to check the website. Hey, yes, draining, exactly. Thank you, Candace. How are you, baby? So if you think about it, because I'm watching, I'm studying I'm studying business, I'm studying how to sell. And I love it for a while, and then I go, oh my God, the testosterone, explosion. And I'm not saying, like I said, that a female doesn't have that or should have that and use it. But at some point, Spirit said, could you not lift the weight today, girl? Could you not run just one day? Could you not push? Could you actually receive? Because I got stuff for you. Could you celebrate your accomplishments? Can you celebrate the Black Power War? Can you celebrate your talk you'll be doing at Brown University in 2018? Can you celebrate? And can you do it in the way that's right for you? And mine was resting, reading, and taking a long bath, drinking lots and lots of water today, and going within. Empowered, thanks, thank you. Rebecca says yes, thank you. So so a couple of things happen for me. So let me just say, so December intensive, I think it's December 11th, is called the spiritual art of selling, Sell or Be Sold. We're gonna go in. I'm gonna teach you all the strategies, the systems. I'm gonna do it from a divine, but I'm gonna put that divine feminine in. And even though it's going to be the 6 days over here of go, I'm going to mix in that 7th day of receiving and releasing and let go and of being, and accepting and processing. Women need time to process. If we keep going, what I notice is that our womb becomes like a man. Our womb becomes hardened. Our womb becomes filled of mucus. Our womb, it's a reason why we're in the divine feminine body. It's a reason why we are in this vessel. And so we have to start treating this vessel as something different than a man, just as good as a man, just as special as a man, but we must love on it differently. Ladies, even your man, unless, he's a different kind of brother, even your man don't want a man, if he's going to be with a woman. If he want a man, he'd be with a man. But if he want to be with a woman, that's what he wants. And there's something about you, that divine energy, that actually moves things. So your going back is more like Sankophering. A man may feel like if he doesn't keep going, then he's failing. But for a woman, if she keeps going, she's failing. If she never acknowledges her womb, and never acknowledges her cycle, never acknowledges the mood swings, never acknowledges the moon cycle, never acknowledges the sun is shining, never acknowledges nature, she really falls behind. So remember, the balance is not trying to balance work and play, or relationship and work, or work and relationship. The balance is the heart as light as a feather. That's the true balance. And so I want to tell you all that I do have my specials, y'all. So remember, I said I'm doing Black Power, and thank you for them hearts. I'm loving it. I'm doing Black Power Friday. It's starting tomorrow, which was at November, I think, 18th, till November 24th, the day after Thanksgiving. 7 days. But guess what, y'all? If you want to go to the website after this is done, I already slashed everything. Everything is at a special price. I won't say reduced price. I'll say special. That is so true. My op balance. Yes, Queens. Yes, Candace. Les Chandra. How are you, Brianna? Yes, too much heat. Yes, exactly. I want my heart to be as light as a feather. Yes, Jen Sadiq. And I'm going to show you how. And I hope tonight that I will help to lighten our hearts as women. Tonight I hope to give you that, because I have a couple of gifts for you. So the Black Power Award special, Black Power Friday special starts actually tonight. It's already on the website. I have everything. My one-on-one consultations is way less than it was. My CDs, you know I have the CDs about raw foods, or getting out in nature, or house cleaning, all those. I turned them, instead of CDs where you have to have them mailed, I turned them into audios that will be sent to you. They are drastically reduced. And the best part is the December intensive, Spiritual Art of Selling, Sell or Be Sold. It is significantly less. For 7 days, you can get it for a special price. You can get the replay of the November 6th, Creating Healthy Money Rituals, for a special price. You need to go to the website so you can see it. You're going to be like, okay, Sister Nubia Lisa Marie Goodson she ain't playing. She ain't playing. And so also the replay with the worksheet, the replay without the worksheet, and the December intensive, the one that would be $97 for 3 hours. Just go to the website if you're curious to see what it is now. It will only last 1 week. But the best one I saved so-called for last, the January intensive, Blackberry Beauty Secrets, How to Glow from Head to Toe. You know, if you paid in full, it was a special for you. It was $497. I reduced that. If you go to the website, I think you'll be able to afford it. You only have 7 days, and it goes right back to the same, right back to the original price. And there's other things on it, and I'll read it to you later. Also, Makeda, I want to definitely show you her cards again. Makeda is running a special just for the people that watch me or my tribe, and I'll announce that in the end. Let me tell you what we're going to talk about tonight. Thank you for listening. I love you. So let me tell you what we're going to talk about tonight. So tonight, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking that this whole conversation tonight is called Moving Up in Life, right? It's called Moving Up in Life. And I was thinking moving physically based on moving spiritually. You see how, or moving spiritually within, right? Check it out, y'all. Do you notice something that, and I want you to notice this in your own life so you can be your own witness. Hey, yo, Brown, it's so good to see you. That the idea of, notice that my husband and I are moving. We're not making a small move. We're making a big move. I've been in California for over 20-something years. He's been in California himself over 30-something years. We're moving from one coast to the next. We're moving from one time zone to the next. That is a move. Those things, but that's not just in isolation. That outer move represents something that must have been happening inside. It means that things have changed within me in order to have this big external move. And if you hear me, let me know. Hey, yo, Brown. So what I'm saying is, spiritually, so the winning the Black Power Wars, it actually kind of coincides with the fact that we're moving. You know, getting this invitation to speak at Brown University, it actually coincides with the idea of moving. It makes sense that if I could see that the movement is actually based on the movement from within. The movement on the external level, the movement from the outside, is based on the movement from within. The winning is based on the movement from within. So if you want to gauge your life, if you want to know if you're truly living in purpose, if there is no movement, or if there is movement, I want you to check out the kind of movement. Is it a movement going backwards? Not where you're gaining knowledge to bring it forth. Is the movement going backwards? Is the movement going sideways? Is there no movement at all? No vital signs at all? Hey, Bianca, so glad to see you. I'm glad you caught me tonight too as well. Thank you for feeling me, Crystal. Yes, parallels, exactly. So I know that I was like, wow, this all makes so much sense, like this idea of movement. I get it. And so I want to go on. I want to also talk about how to recognize spiritual movement. So wait, let me go back. So the movement physically based on spiritually moving within, right? One thing, so on that note, so think about it, we're moving on a physical level. Even Blackberry Beauty Secrets, I was going to say, it's really about moving forward. It's really about moving in a big way. Of course, we say moving outside of your comfort zone. I tend not to want to use those same terms that everybody else uses because I feel like it loses its power. I feel like you're moving closer to what you want. There's things that you already want. And when you don't see it, you have to go back and say, what chance do I need to take? Where do I need to go? What testosterones do I need to pull out my DNA so I can move forward? So it's very important. And so, yeah, I would love for you. That's why I'm really going to teach you how to do that in the next December intensive. I'm going to really teach you how to do that. So I said how to recognize spiritual movement. Again, if you're afraid, if it scares the ish out of you, if it's something that you wonder if you're going to make it, what it's going to be like, am I going to know anybody? Am I going to be afraid? Am I going to be lonely? Should I take the chance? That is the very thing that you know. That's when you know you've spiritually moved. That's when you know that you should spiritually move on that. When you feel the fear, you must move on that. So how to recognize spiritual movement? Certain things will happen. You'll actually move. One way to recognize spiritual movement is you'll actually move. You already have the invitation to Brown. Great. Yes. Yes, I already have it. Yes, it's already done. So one thing you'll notice is when you're spiritually moving is that you actually physically moved. When you make a move to another state or even from one apartment to the next, from an apartment to a house, from a job to your own business, when you actually see that movement, it is because the spiritual took place first. That's what I'm teaching in the Blackberry Beauty Secret January Intensive, January 6, 2017. That's what I'm teaching. I'm showing you how to do the external work and what it would look like in the external world. But what I'm really teaching is this is how you keep it going. It's not enough to get what we want. It's more important to keep it. How do we maintain the magic? How do we maintain it? By working 6 days a week really hard and having that 7th day to ourselves. It's a metaphor. Work it out the way it works for you. So you have to pay attention to what your life is doing on the outside, and you will know what you are doing to yourself on the inside and what needs to change. Rebecca Doman, I believe that I just moved to Philadelphia from Atlanta. Congratulations, Rebecca. Anthony Gibson, how are you? Feel the fear, but do it anyway. One of the affirmations you outlined at the beginning of this group. Exactly, I sure did in the group Wild Women Who Run with the Womb. The next thing I want to talk about tonight is what it takes to be a divine feminine goddess and why it's important. Now, this is everything. I'm telling you, sometimes I see our elders, and I was watching a show on Oprah Winfrey, and I see the beautiful elder, and I feel like seems like she's bent over. It seems like she got so much great advice, but sometimes it comes from I feel like a tired and hurtful way. And I realize, I say to myself, what's going on when a woman is forced to work like a man? What does that mean when I say that? When she's not able to take a break and take sea salt baths. When she doesn't know which essential oil will calm her down. When she loses that loving and divine feminine ability. When she tries to put on her femininity. What does that mean when I say that? When she tries to, I'll just put the dress on and the skirt. I'll just put lots of makeup. I'll just put a wig on my head. Whatever it is, she's trying to cover up the fact that that divine femininity is not there. that she's been broken, that she's broke. And so I don't want you to be broke monetarily, and I don't want you to be broken in spirit. But when I see that, it's not because that person is bad. It could happen to it could happen to me, and it has. It's because we lose touch of the divine feminine part of the businesswoman. We lose touch of the divine feminine part of the female black woman entrepreneur. We lose touch of the divine feminine aspect. That's what I'm teaching in the January intensive. How to stay divine and feminine. And it's not what you think. It's not the makeup. It's not the heels. It's what you do with your womb and what you do with yourself and how much time you give it. You don't necessarily have to balance. I want to make sure we're sure. I'm not saying that you're going to have a balanced amount of time to really work hard and create a business. You're going to have a balanced amount of time for your relationship. You're going to have a balanced amount of time for your kids. You're going to have a balanced amount of time for your self-care. You're never going to have that. The more successful that you become, the balance is not so much an even amount. The balance is, again, keeping your heart as light as a feather. So what can you do on a daily basis to make sure that that part of you that needs to be loved, that needs to be nurtured, that needs to go within deeply, that needs to surrender, something that a woman does very well. You know how I know a woman surrenders very well? It's only when you're in childbirth and labor. When you're in labor, it is only when you surrender is when that baby is able to slip out. It is only when you surrender that the most powerful thing that you could do, which is giving life to another human being, that progress comes about when you surrender. Let me see, Monique, I have been a master herbalist for 30 years, but I learned from you as well. I admire you, Queen. Thank you so much, beautiful. I appreciate you so much for that. I really love you too, Monique. Thank you. And so when you think about it, so what my thing is, I'm going to do something that maybe has never been done. A lot of our elders, a lot of our predecessors, a lot of those that had come before us, either their ancestors or a lot of our elders that we look forward to I call them everything. They're motivational speakers, they're inspirational speakers, they're life coaches, they're spiritual life coaches. Sometimes, and very few of them have gotten this, they forgot that who they are as a woman. They start running after the paper, paying the bills, trying to fulfill something, trying to be like a man, but they are women. Now, this is not sexist too, and thank you for the hearts and the thumbs up. That idea, when people are afraid, when you're supposed to be there to heal others, and they're afraid to reveal themselves, they're afraid to trust that you're going to love them, then you've missed something. When you can only yell and scream, then something's missing. And that's going to affect your profit margin. That's going to affect your bottom line. Yes, Sister Queen, speak that. Thank you. Do you understand that for a man, his profit margin is affected by how hard and how much he can work on a daily basis? For a woman, her profit margin is affected by how much she can love herself, how much she can manage to still hold on to that light as a feather feeling, that light as a feather aura, how she can keep her colors around her bright, how her chakras can still be aligned while she's helping 50,000, 100,000, 1,000,000 people. It can be done. And in the Blackberry Beauty January Intensive, I'm teaching you how to do it. Hey, y'all, how are you? So it's important that I don't know, Spirit just kept saying, let them know what you're doing differently in this January Intensive, even though it's about getting your money on. That's why we're talking about healing abandonment issues. That's why we're talking about those sexual violations that you're going through. Because I want you to be as light as a feather. For Jen, when you said Jen or Salami, I've seen this happen to many of our elders over the last 20 years. Absolutely. Surrender. Absolutely. I mean, beautiful, like profound elders. And you go, wait a second, what happened? Why? We need them. I need that. Yes, Chandra. High tide. So what I want is, there's a couple of things that we're going to do this evening to make sure that you understand what you'll be receiving in January if you choose to come in. And you understand where I'm coming from when I talk. Jacqueline, I'm waiting for Friday. I will be in the intensive. That is absolutely wonderful. Great. Yes, at times I want to scream with family clients. I'm going crazy. Well, you know what? See, this is the thing, too. Do you know when we start to become out of balance as women, we start to feel that there's not enough. When I see a woman that is out of balance with her divine feminine energy, let me be very specific. When I see a powerhouse of a woman, when I see a woman that is making that money, that has so much talent, abilities, and gifts, a woman that is working hard, and then I notice that she seems like she's dying inside. She seems like she's rushing and running and trying to get something. Thanks, sis. Gotta go help Auntie get in bed and take meds. Love you and thank you so much. Thank you, sister. Thank you, Lotus, for being here. Flower. Thank you, Jasmine. Or Jaslyn. So when I see that woman, and I see her losing that divine femininity, losing that softness, losing that nurturing way, I know that she has bought into the idea that there is lack. She has bought into the idea that there's not enough. Because the only time a woman will start working like a man, will start neglecting herself, is when she thinks that if she sleeps for one day, that if she takes that bath, that if she does a talk fast where you don't talk all day, that she removes herself from family members that are draining her, she starts to think that she's going to lose something. People are going to forget about her. She's not going to make her money. In business, as a woman, you have to think differently. And even for those women that you see that seem like they're going all day long, there's a story to that. And later on, they will tell you the truth. They will tell you how much that they were suffering, how much that they was motivating the masses, and then at night they were going to get blood transfusions at the hospital. I don't want that for you, and I don't want it for me, really. Yes, at times I want to give up, but I'm so smart. You're absolutely. And you know what? You just didn't learn these self-healing techniques, these self-care techniques. And in my intensive, I'm going to show you how to do that. So let me go on to the next thing I want to talk about. I say why women can't train like men and what that does to them. So why women can't train like men and what that does to them. Now let me say this. I'm not talking absolute. I'm very much speaking in general terms, and I'm talking from, when I say woman, I'm really talking from a divine feminine energy. So men have divine feminine energy as well. And believe it or not, men have to tap into their divine feminine energy as well. The men that's on this call, Candace says, how do we know when to give and when to pull back? It's very hard. Great question, Candace, and I'm going to get to that. Thank you for that question. The men that are on the call that's willing to hear what I have to say, that's willing to be humble, that gives me love, they're actually tapping into their divine feminine self. They know that there's that soft side. That's the side that keeps them, in a sense, that's the side that keeps them going too. Think about the male. The male that just does not work hard for himself, he works hard for his children and his wife. So he still is working hard for that soft part. It just comes from the external. For him, that soft part, that part that wife, those children, that loving home is a reflection of that part of him that is well. So men have to get right. So the balance, again, is not necessarily, I'm not asking a man to, start dealing with your feelings and, sitting home and taking Cecil baths every night, although that wouldn't be bad. I'm saying that I know you got to hustle. I know you on the grind. I know you making it happen. But when you relate to your woman, when you sit down for those few minutes, when you're holding your children in your arms, you are relating to that soft part of you. This is why you get up and do what you do every day. So for a man, he relates to the divine feminine. This is my belief system, through the women in his life. And for a woman, she relates to the divine feminine, no matter how much on her hustle she may be all day, all week long, through the little girl in her, through the divine feminine person in her, but particularly the little girl. And what's interesting for a woman, if that little girl's not healed, you will see it in the way she talks, the way she walks, the way she carries herself, and everything she does and she says. And so what I'm teaching in the January Intensive is how do you keep that full, that happy, that joyful, that bouncy little girl within you activated. But still make that money, still sell. That's why it's so uncomfortable for women to sell, because a part of us believes that we shouldn't do that that's too masculine, that's going to make us into something we're not. What's wrong with that? In one way, you do need to be made into something you're not. Because really, you're everything. Everything you want, you are it. You just have to activate the power within you to manifest it. But more than that, to attract it. See, I truly believe in divine feminine energy. I truly believe in frequency. I truly believe in high frequency, divine frequency. I truly believe that. And so taking those baths, being in that seesaw, putting the spirulina in your bath, all of that is raising the divine feminine energy that attracts. Why is it important for a woman to feel like a goddess every day, even if she's in the boardroom and she's the only woman and the rest of the people in the boardroom are men? Because it is the divine feminine energy that brings a man down to his knees. And when I say knees, I'm really speaking metaphorically. Because to bow and to give reverence is not weak. To bow and to give reverence shows how strong and in touch you are with all of the parts of yourself. So it's very important that if a woman wants to maintain her power, it is actually in being a feminine being. Whatever that means, nurturing, loving, kind, sweet, thoughtful. But she ain't no punk. She ain't gonna let nobody get over her. She can make a deal. She can sell her products. She knows what she got. She can speak about her products with confidence. She ain't scared. So you can be unafraid and still be divine feminine and be a woman. You can be unafraid and still be divine feminine and be a woman. I want to show you. So in the December intensive, it's a 3-hour virtual live intensive. Normally it's $97. If you buy during this 1 week, it is way less. You should go to the website. That's all I'm going to say. Honey, I'm about to take that bath, and I may add fresh ginger with it, then smudge with sage. Oh, my God, you have given me life tonight. Thank you, Monique. That's all you need. Do you know that the most simplest things is the best things? I'm going to tell you, though, why would I then do a group? Because most women are not going to take the bath. And if they take it, they're going to take it one time and forget about it, and life's going to get them back off track, and they're going to go start running all over again. Somebody going to say something that messes with their confidence because their confidence wasn't that strong in the beginning. See, what I'm teaching in the January intensive is how to get you so strong that can't nobody say you're getting too skinny because you're eating raw foods. Can't nobody say that taking too much salt is bad for your blood pressure. I'm talking about people that already don't have high blood pressure. You know, can't nobody tell you that sitting in the sun is going to actually give you skin cancer. Because these are the things that I see. Hey, Mariella. These are the things that I see that slip women up. I see it all the time. We say, oh, it's so-and-so says I'm too skinny. Everybody's worried about, people are saying that I can't, eating all raw is dangerous. People say sitting in the sun, I should go buy some sunscreen. And you sit there and go, maybe I'm doing everything wrong. But wait. You're feeling amazing, you're looking amazing, you're thinking amazing, but yet you're letting somebody else that is in bad shape 9 out of 10 times. But why do you do that? It's not because they threw you off, it's because you wasn't strong in your resolve. It's like having faith. The Christians talk about, again, I don't know the Christian faith, but I feel like I do just from being a spiritual being. The Christians always talk about having that faith. Right? Of a mustard seed that you got to believe, and you don't even need a lot of it. Most of us don't have the faith of a mustard seed. We don't have the faith in what we're doing. We don't have the faith in our rituals. We don't have the faith in what we've done and learned, even if we feel good when we do it. Sunscreen, yes. Running the bath right now. Go ahead. Lord have mercy. That has happened. I know it has. Thank you, Jackie, for saying that. But so what the intensive does, that's why it's called an intensive, the January one, the 6-week one, is it's saying, let's build this strength together. Let's build such a great foundation so that nobody could say anything. And remember, it's really that small part of you that looks like it's somebody else saying it, but it's actually reflecting how you're really feeling on some level about yourself. Mary, I was just thinking and having doubts because family members were saying I look like I'm not eating enough. Yes, Marielle, I'll talk about that. Enjoy your bath, Candace. Yes, Angela says. Yes, I get so tired of people telling me I'm not getting protein because I don't eat meat. I know that one. But I look good for 50. I know that's right. Forget them. Laugh out loud. Mariella says, amen, preach. Exactly. But remember, this is the part I want you to get because this is what we're going to really focus on in the intensive. When they say, let me tell you, when you are so sure about what you're doing, When your belief in your lifestyle it can't be moved. Nothing disturbs your peace. When you get to that level, do you know that the naysayers are gone? The haters, I'm going to say naysayers. I think the people do love you that's saying it. Naysayers are the loved ones, but they're dangerous too sometimes. You won't, nobody, you won't, no, there's nobody, I don't know. What happens? What happens that no one will ever say you're too skinny? You'll never hear it again. You'll never hear, do you get enough protein? You'll never hear, because I noticed that. That's what I'm telling you to be true. When I was doubtful, when I was nervous, when I got scared because I was actually finally living to my fullest potential, every time I ate the raw foods, or when I was raw, I ate the cooked foods, it wasn't that I craved it, I needed it, that raw foods was bad, that cooked foods was needed. It was because I was unsure. I got scared because I was going so high. I remember doing videos going, y'all, this raw food, it's got me flying and moving. I got so much energy. I can never sit down. I can never sleep. What am I going to do? I was supposed to work. I was supposed to create products and services. I was supposed to create live streams. I was supposed to write books. I was supposed to speak at Ivy League schools. I was supposed to win the goddamn Black Power Award. I was supposed to be on TEDx talking. That's what happened. I wasn't living up to my fullest potential. I got scared. That's what happened. Man, it's becoming 75% raw food good. You better believe it is, Jackie. Yes, it is. And that's what I want. See, this is the idea. Even if you don't think could be 100% raw, or you don't want to be, or you don't know if you can be, you always go for 100% everything. When we're doing bad, we go 100% bad. When we doing drugs, we go 100% doing the drugs. When we drinking, we go 100% doing the drugs. Why don't we go for? All I'm saying is the 100% of doing raw. When they see you looking radiant and healthy, then they'll start asking you what you're doing. That's right, though. You got that. Constance says, I remember you did a video about how black people don't like skinny. I'm on a juice fast now. People around me keep commenting on how much weight I've lost. I'm 40 pounds down. Go ahead, Constance. Let's blow her up. And Monique says, yes, I feel the same. I said today I'm missing something in this world. Yeah, exactly. But remember, and I'm glad you all are hearing, when you hear people say those things, could you rejoice and be happy? Could you understand that now this is your chance for you to face something within you? You're afraid that you're 40 pounds, that you're too skinny. You're afraid that you're not getting enough protein. Your fear is making them, they just reflecting what you, it might be a little part of you, is feeling inside. Hey, Angela, thank you. Jackie, wow, go, 40 pounds, that's great. That's right, go, Constance. Constance, we loving you. And so, yes, but, Constance, you're right. What happens is, usually those people are going to get ready to go. They're going to have to move out your life. They're going to have to play another role in your life. Like I said, you can go to the family outing with them. You can go to the movies with them. You can't ask them for no physical, mental, and spiritual advice. You don't even ask them, people. And then if you don't ask, they don't give it. And even if you say, I'm not asking, they're giving it. So then what you need is what people just did for you, Constance, and anybody else that's struggling with the naysayers. What you need is to get in a group where everybody's going to say, when you say, guess what today, y'all? I was out and my cousin told me I looked so skinny. She was worried about me and my family did an intervention. You know they will. They'll intervene. Like I was dying and killing myself and neglecting my kids because I made my kids are vegan too. And and what people will say in the group in the intensive is, you go ahead, girl. Keep on doing it, sis. I'm so proud of you. That's why you join the group. That's right. This is my journey back up. That's right. That's right. Elena, how are you? Well, it doesn't help that all my clothes are baggy. Even my pennies are falling down. I love you. Well, that's a great excuse to go buy some skinny clothes, girl. Go buy some things. I actually got 2 sets of clothes. I'm not even exaggerating to you. I got my clothes when I fast and I'm going to be real skinny. That means I may be doing a dry fast. I may do a water fast. And I got my clothes where it's the winter time and I tend to eat a little more raw foods and more fattening. I got 2 sets. I don't never get rid of them. They work perfectly for me. Sometimes it feels like a nut and sometimes you don't, y'all. It's real simple. Just decide on when you're feeling like a nut and when it's time not to have one. And you can take that a whole lot of ways, ladies. Yes, I'm 30 pounds down, lost first 16 in 2 weeks just by eating plant-based. That's right. God, I'm glad I'm here with you tonight. Thank you, Monique. Candace says the universe will move them. Yes, yes. Jacqueline says a drive fast. She said, what is that? I'll explain that to you, sweetie. And Mariella says, yes, shopping excuse. Thank you. Go out there and buy and then keep it. You're not going to ever, at some point, you're going to get this. But once you realize that all of it is your fear reflecting you, just like I said, how do you know when you spiritually moved? How do you know when you spiritually ascend? Because everything outside of you shows it. You'll get the Black Power Award. You'll speak at a great school. You'll get people that's willing to help you. You'll see success in everything and everywhere. That's how you'll know. You'll see actual movement. Things will change. Everybody else will notice it too. Now just check it out. Had I listened to them people that said I was getting too skinny when I was fasting for 60 days, had I listened to people that said raw foods is unhealthy and doesn't work, had I listened to or stayed in listening to, would I be here talking to you right now? Would I have accomplished the things that I recently accomplished? There's no way I would have. But remember, the most important part, it's you. That external voices, those naysayers, they're reflecting who you are. Once you get them straight by getting yourself straight and grounded, it just disappears. And guess what happens? People that come around you go, girl, I saw you coming down. Girl, you so little. Girl, you so cute. I wish I was that little. That same girl, you too skinny. Now goes, girl, I wish I was that small. Girl, I wish my weight was like that. Because you embraced it. Because you realized that you were doing something great for yourself. Yes, laugh out loud. Yes, Jacqueline, you didn't eat anything for 60 days. Wow. No, actually, I did a liquid fast. So, yeah, I had juices. I had raw soups. I had water for 60 days. Girl, I was definitely thin, but I felt the best. I felt like I looked the best. It was wonderful. What I say is this, and I'm going to teach this. I'm going to teach you I'm going to use the word balance, but remember, y'all, my balance doesn't mean consecutively. Okay, it doesn't mean consecutively. It doesn't mean half and half. When I say how to balance is, there is a time to fast for 40 plus days. There is a time to not fast for 40 plus days. There is a time to feast but still eat raw. Like the winter time, I'm definitely eating a little more. There is a time to drink lots of water. I think every time is a time to drink lots of water. So there's a time that's for every season. That's why I don't be mad. I got my 25 waist jeans and I got my 27 waist jeans. I don't have no problem with it. A little extra weight in the wintertime. I know that my lifestyle is not going to ever allow me to go. When you had that weight problem, you ain't got to worry about gaining that weight back if you fix that foundation. If you fix the reasons why you gained the weight in the first place. People are like, oh my God, I just worry I'm going to gain the weight back. How are you going to gain the weight back? Well, what if I go back to those foods I crave? Why do you crave those foods? Ask that question. Figure out the why. Fix the why. You won't never gain weight again. That's what I'm teaching. When I say teaching, I'm not sitting here talking to you the way I'm talking to you now. I'm actually showing you we're doing it. We're working together. There's strategies so you can be whole and complete. See, this is what I believe. Jackie says, 25 inches, girl. Wow, just fainted. It's John. Thank you. I love you for that, girl. I love you for that one. I was just saying, hey, how you doing? Girl, I was down to a 1-2 jean. I was like, 1-2? I used to be 5'6". Now I get to 1-2. That was my size. I'm a 1-2. Oh, you a 1-2? 1-2. Yeah, girl, I was a 1-2. Awesome message. Thank you, Mariella. Awesome message. I appreciate that. So what I'm saying to you is, and Mariella, I know that. I remember when you said, I heard you in one of your posts. You said, I think I'm going to gain some more weight or put more weight back on. I wanted to say, girl, don't let them fools, don't let them ain't going nowhere, ain't going to do nothing, stay in the same place as much as we love them. But they ain't going where you going. They ain't been called away. They have been called. They just ain't listening to the call because they eating that Chick-fil-A. I said it right. It's because they eating that Chick-fil-A. They can't hear. They ain't at McDonald's, girl. They don't see. They done got the 29-inch color television. They ain't watching the ball game, honey. They ain't even, you can't listen to people that ain't going where you going and don't understand where you been. Let me say it again. You can't listen to people that ain't going where you're going and don't understand where you've been. We got to stop listening to those people. They don't know. Love them. Forgive them. They have been hoodwinked, and we will pray for them. And I really mean pray. Jackie says, yes, fix the foundation. You're fixing your life and diseases, weight loss, etc. Jackie says, please, I know that's right. I want my knees to stop hurting. Thank you. Mariella says, ha, ha, ha. Rebecca says, fix the why. You are a blessing. I needed that. Yes, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. I know. Chick-fil-A. I say Chick-fil-A, girl. But yes, Nakia says, say that, queen. Thank you. Angela says, yes, thank you. Joy, love, life is joining us, and I'm so glad. See, I'm telling you, another thing too, so this is something, Nakia, I noticed. Look, y'all, I'm teaching today. You're going to have to let me teach. Nakia, you are a poet. You are a poet. Let me tell you something that I do or I don't do in my intensives. Whatever I show you, whatever lessons I've learned, that I'm going to give it to you in 6 weeks, my Blackberry Beauty Secrets, I never take away your authentic voice. I never try to change the essence of who you are, because everybody has that shining bright star. And some people can't see it. Some people are more trained to see it. Some people have it really buried inside, but everybody got one. And if you have a teacher or a coach who's trying to make you into what they are and say it the way they say it and do it the way they do it, then you going to be like, it's like I love Les Brown, but a lot of times when I see people who's trained by Les Brown, it's going to be real. They sound like Les Brown. I don't want a mentor. I sound like I just want a mentor I could feel like. I want to feel her essence. I want to feel what she does. And then I want to bring it. It's going to have to be my way, because if you're true to yourself. So let me say something. Nakia Dilla is one. She's the one that did my hair. These are her beautiful earrings. I wear all her jewelry. I love this girl. This woman is a leap specialist. She is a healer. She's young. We got to support her. Nakia Dilla is the bomb. Nakia Dilla, you are a spoken word artist. You are a poet. When you speak from your poetic self, when you speak from your spoken word self, that is you speaking from your heart. The moment you start thinking, the moment you start trying to remember what you learned, that's when you lose who you are. You speak with your own voice. You are a poet. You are used to being in front of people. You are used to speaking your voice. When you speak, because I know you're a poet. We did poetry when you was doing my hair, so I know how bad you are. For those, that means good, and everybody on this is probably black, so you already know that. Cluck, cluck. Reasons why I'm usually the lone wolf. It's true. Your journey. And I'll tell you about the lone wolf, Yvette. We're going to talk about that, because I want you not to have to remain the lone wolf. It's okay, because I'm into wild women who run with the wolves. But you don't want to remain. What I'm telling you all is, if you come into my January intensive, you're going to leave a better version of you, not some version of me. If you come into my January intensive, you're going to leave as a better version of you, not some version of me, because that's what I want for you. I love you so much, and tears of joy right now. Yeah, girl, you bad. You got the boy. You're a poet. When I see you using like your poetry, ain't nothing wrong. Talk in your authentic voice, and the rest is easy. And then what we got to do when I bring in while I'm bringing in the diet part in intensive, is because I know that blockages, it ain't really you. See, you were made perfectly in his and her image. You were made divine. That I know. So when the person is not acting from a divine place, all it got to mean is they don't put some stuff all on the divine, done cover the divine, done stress the divine, done forgot about the divine, done bury the divine. And see, that's all it is. See, once we start removing all these layers and start getting, discipline is not a bad word. It's saying, I love who I am, and I'm going to do whatever I can to maintain this beautiful light that shines. You're going to be perfect? Nah. You're going to lose sleep sometimes? Yes. You're going to overwork? Of course. You might eat out of order? Yeah. Of course you are. But I'm talking about the foundation. They got foundations that might have a crack or two, but they don't make it like that anymore. They might have a foundation that might have a crack or two, but they don't make it like that anymore. And you are that foundation that might have a crack or two, but they don't make it like that anymore. And it's important that everybody, I'm talking to everyone, We know that. That's what I'm teaching. If you hear my passion tonight, I got really clear about January and what I could give you all. And that's why for 7 days, I took the price down considerably. You check it out. Okay, Angela, Lonnie Ruley, hey, how are you? Let me go on to the next thing because I got to stay on track because I want to make sure that I got it. So I talked about, you're like, why women can't train like men. I'm sorry, did I go off? But that's what I was talking about. So, see, we got to take breaths every once in a while. We got to connect to spirit every once in a while. Even when we're in the moment, anytime we start feeling anxiety, we just have to breathe. You are so right. Having used those teachings I learned at that conference, it feels best just to do me. You reminded me that it was all about the journey, and that held so much weight. Thank you, Nakia. Nakia, girl, yes, it's all about the, yeah, you know, Nakia, thank you. You know why. That's what you're going to teach. So let me say that, Nakia. There is nothing. You should never say to yourself or worry, like, oh my gosh, I really want to take Nubia's intensive, but Angela says breathe, but I can't afford it, or I don't know, or, what if I don't get what I think I'm going to get out of it? If you signed up, first of all, this is something that I'm going to tell you about intuition, and I know where we go astray as Black women. Why don't we follow the feeling? If the feeling said to go, Nakia Dillard does this well, just make a way to go and let the universe do the rest. You know why the way don't be revealed? You know why the way doesn't come for you to go? Why the way may be the money, that's why I'm not going. The time, that's why I'm not going. I can't get a babysitter, that's why I'm not going. I can't get the time off work, that's why I'm not going. Why are you talking? Do you want to go? Because you give me all the reasons why you're not going. Tell me all the reasons why you're going. I'm going because it's going to empower me. I'm going because I'm going to learn something I didn't know. I'm going because I want to stop not being able to go somewhere because I'm thinking about all the reasons why I can't go instead of all the reasons why I can. I know my thing is acting funny, but so yeah, go, okay? So take the intensive because it's going to have something for you. And if nothing else, and this is what I was going to say, Candace, we are doing it backwards. Yes. Sami, how are you? Hey, how are you? So we are doing it backwards. And the thing is that why I'm saying this is no matter what, if you follow feeling, the reasons will be revealed. You'll understand why you took the course and what you needed to hear and how it was brought to you. You'll get it. Mariella says, yes. Tony Hatton says, great day, Nubia. Awesome to see you. Awesome to see you too, Tony. It's been a while, Queen. It's nice to see you on the live stream as well. So it's very important. I'm not talking about perfection. I don't even know what that is. I feel my best when I've worked my hardest, but my heart still felt lighter than a feather. I feel my best when I gave my all, but my heart is still lighter than a feather. I feel my best when I've taken the chances, when I went out on a limb, but my heart is still as light as a feather. So that's how you measure. If it hurts so good, if it's work but it's worth it, then you're actually balancing. That's the balance we talked about. That's the balance you want to obtain. Not no false, everything is going to work. You're going to give equal amount of time and equal in each day to equal for 5 different things. Good luck on that one. I want to see how that works. And you don't have to worry about your partner because when you're in alignment and great with your foundation, he's in alignment too. My husband is moving us out of here. He's holding it down so I can do what I'm doing with you right now. That's balance. Balance is whatever way. If he does the dishes and cooks and I do something else, that's balance, okay? What I do is just as important as what he does, and we both know it. That's balance. So let's see. As a nurse, I understand. Go with your gut. Yes. Tony says balance means it works, but it's worth it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And thank you for the heart, the love. Let me get to the last one. The last one says women must take divine feminine time to themselves or they will turn into men. I'm sorry. I was real bold with that one. I just said it. If you don't take a sea salt bath, you're going to be a man, okay? And if you want to be a man, it's okay. But I think a lot of you don't really want to be a man. You want a man. You want a man by you. Maybe a lot of things is not, a lot of us women, sometimes when we want a man, but we don't have a man, maybe we became a man. Maybe we do everything that we do all. We do the woman, we do the man, we just do it all. Because see, I was brought up that kind of was the black woman's way. You the mother and the father. That's why I heard stuff like this. So I think, but what I'm saying, but let me explain, because I want to make sure we are very clear. Are there any more like him at home, girl? There's lots of them. Lots of them. Make that affirmation. There are lots of them out there. He does. He is. He is the one. He cleans. He cooks. Yes, he's the bomb. I'm blessed. But what I do, he thinks I'm the bomb. Do you understand? When you both understand what you do and who does what well, that's the leader at that time. That's the one that's going to do that thing, and that person is leading that day or that moment. I think women expect, like, I realize that we expect men to play a role, so therefore, but yet we don't want to play a role. So I say, why play roles? Why don't we decide what the role will be when we wake up that day? Why don't we decide what the role will be with who's best can do that thing that we need to have done? Why don't we do that? It's a different way of thinking as an African woman. We have to stop thinking in these Eurocentric kind of polarities. I want a man, but I'm not a man. I can wait. Yes. Renetta, how are you? Fatima, you're the bomb. Thank you, girl. Love you, Rebecca. You are so right. I know some bad Rebecca. I know she was a bad sister in corporate America. And of course she got burnt out because, again, you trying to hang out with the big boys, but you a girl. Now, if I'm hanging out with the big boys, I'm going to hang out. I'm going to have my smarts on. I'm going to know my business. I'm going to be able to sell. I'm going to be able to prosper. I'm going to be able to make deals. And I'm going to do it with my divine feminine self. And I'm going to be respected. It's a beautiful thing. Don't lose your power. What did you say about the sea salt baths? Okay. And Renetta says, greetings, sister. So Mary, Sir Kat, what I said about the sea salt baths is we should take them. And we should take them often. I take a sea salt bath every single day. Do you know, I told my husband, I said, we were at a hotel. And so at the hotel, I don't take baths. I take showers, which to me feel like I ain't bathed because I need a soak. Like the vagina, the yoni needs to be soaked. It needs to be soaked. You cannot soak it in a shower. You cannot do it. So in my intensive, we go through a whole week of bath taking, but I explain every aspect and element of what's happening and what I put in and why I put that in, what I do every day. I've been taking a bath for almost every day for 16 years. Every day, almost. If I don't, it's because I'm traveling. And when I get back, today I took a 3-hour bath because I traveled and I was taking showers for those 3 or 4 days I was gone. I needed a bath. I was out of balance. That's out of balance to me. I'm out of balance when I take more showers than I take baths. I'm out of balance when I only drink 3 quarts of water instead of 4 quarts of water. You know, I'm out of balance when I do eat too many nuts and not enough fruit or vegetables. I know that's my out of balance. I'm not trying to balance every damn thing. No, I can't do it. Oops, I meant, is there a sea salt shower gel? I don't know, but that would be something wonderful. But actually, I'll show you how to create one because I do have that. Preach. The yoni needs to marinate. It needs to marinate. Exactly. Rebecca says, I've learned from you. I found my softer. Yes, Rebecca. Chandra says, I am a bath girl. Yes, girl. Thank you. Fatima says, that's spiritual bath. Yes, it is, darling. And Angela says, yes, marinate. Marinate, marinate. So what I'm teaching in the January intensive, so I want to make sure, I want to break it down, is everything I just talked about. Having, I don't want to say balling, right? But I want to say making, being going to your highest potential, not making a living, not hustling, not grinding, living from your highest potential requires a lot more than you're giving. So I'm not discounting the divine masculine. It is the divine masculine. It is the running. It is the weightlifting for me. It is the squatting. It is the sit-ups. It's the push-ups that get me to do action, to push my body beyond limits, and therefore my mind and my spirit, because in the African cosmology, there is no separation of air, fire, water, and earth, or physical, mental, or spiritual. So I'm teaching that. I'm putting it in your head. I'm coming to you almost 6 weeks is a long time, and at least I'm coming 3 times a week. And most of them are live. And we got worksheets. So I'm really wanting you to concentrate on allowing, because when you push 6 days like the Creator worked to build the heavens and earth in you, and took the 7th day off for rest, that 7th day, that 7th day, and you can use 7 days, it's a metaphor for me. It could be, you take a whole week off, and then you work 6 months, and then you take a week off. Whatever that is for you, that's where your power as a divine feminine entrepreneur, as a divine feminine millionaire to be, that's where your power goes. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying you don't want to be that black woman who, when you go, oh my God, what happened? She rich, but she ain't really rich, is she? Right? So, did I just hear a train? I got a train in the background. I don't even hear it anymore. I'm so used to it. You might have. Fatima says, we are duality, masculine and feminine energy. Yes, we are. And tapping into it. But what I'm teaching is the balance is not what we were normally taught. We talk about balance as far as like ratio, half of this, half of that. In order to get what you want, in order to reach those big goals, for a woman, she has to kind of go a little, sometimes she has to rely more on one of those aspects of herself. But that's still balance. Okay, so I just want you to get that. Sarah says, push beyond my limits. Think I found my thing for 2017. That's it, girl. That's it, Sarah. You got it. So, Catilia, how are you? I'm so glad you are here. So, yeah, so I'm teaching balance in that aspect. I want you to let this marinate and think about it. But anyway, I have something for you. So I have wrote this little list out of all the things that I wanted to talk about. And again, I want to make sure. The reason why I don't want to neglect the masculine, and the reason why I don't want to neglect the feminine, and why I'm bringing the two together, even if it seems like it's not balanced, it is, because it's about the heart being light in whatever things you do, is because in December, the $97, except for this week, it's not $97, it's a lot less. It's the 3-hour live intensive. It's called The Art of Spiritual Selling, Sell or Be Sold. And I'm teaching you how to sell with confident courage, understanding why you're selling, what your purpose is to selling. You know, what techniques you can use. But it's psychological, it's spiritual, it's physical. And it's definitely, it calls for some that masculine energy to be pulled on. So I don't want you to discount that, because I've been teaching about divine feminine energy, and I'm including myself in this. We all kind of been staying in the same place. So what I realized, what happened was what I hoped would not happen. That we were so far in a divine, destructive masculine energy, not positive masculine energy, that exists. We were so much in that paradigm, that when the paradigm shifted, after the so-called ending of the Mayan calendar, we went all the way into the divine feminine. We was like, oh, I'm a crystal child, and I'll just sit here all day, and I'll just wait for things to come to me, and I'll just wait for things to happen, and instead of being like, what I want, where I want it, where's the target, how far I go, what I got to do, how I got to get there, how hard do I got to work? All I got to do is want it more than somebody else. Do you know why I won the Black Power Award? I believe this because I wanted it more than anybody else. That's why. That's all I got to do. So what action did I take? Oh, I got to run. I got to run when I don't want to run. I got to run when it hurts. Let me make sure. Hey, Shay, Crystal Girl, you're back. Makaida's watching. Mercury, I so did that. Yes, I got that. I want to keep that. But I don't want to I don't want to be so that we ain't listening to the womb going, I need to talk to you. So I want to tell you, this is what my day of rest brought forth. And I'm going to read this to you. It is rough. Spirit gave it to me. If I stutter, y'all, it's because it's new, but it was a direct download, if you will. A direct transmission, I believe, from Spirit. And I think it summarized my whole talk tonight. And hopefully it will give you a better idea of what the January intensive is going to be like. So it's called Moving Up in Life. Moving up in life, and no time to think twice. It ain't no might, just a 10x life. No more suffering or strife, because now it's all about that true successful entrepreneur vice. And yes, my people believe in all the hype. My skills are more than nice. Now I see the light. And no, not everything that comes out of my mouth is right. And in those times, I go fly a kite and go to new spiritual and professional heights. Okay, you want to bite? It's all right, as long as you be ready for a good, hard fight. I worked too hard and now a wife, and will smoke that pipe of opulence and abundance life. Naturally high, because my body is water that passes by, oranges, pears, persimmons, and apples. And yes, aloe vera, a capful each day before bed and after play to keep the proverbial double away. Not the chicken, but the healthier way. And black queens, be careful where you live and play. And now all together, queens, it's time to pray. Make all of the ugly go away. Taking those sacred baths will last. Remember, you are a woman, and moving too fast won't make you first, but last. Essential oils will make it all better, and saying positive thoughts to the letter. Soul music in the back, and that also stays lack. Your papers ain't nothing whacked, and that's a fact. It's more than the money and the cash, but now you and your man don't intend or finish and last. So all that small talk we pass. And yes, let's sing that old Negro spiritual, At Last. It's my time, and yes, I left back the wine and that kind, and no longer find myself in a bind. And yes, short, black, and fine, and all the other queens, let's all stand in line for the throne. We no longer need a phone, but get on the spiritual dome and call home. Africa awaits, and it's never too late to relate to the best in you, and no more regular school. That right now for me is bull, and I can now buy my own shoes to walk away from you, those old school rules. And no, I'm not a fool, just following the 10X rule. Now, yes, I am calm, collected, and cool. Be obsessed or be average. Now, this for black folks comes with plenty of baggage, but it's still sad when we are sick and broke. Queens, put down the coke, that boat, and that professional armor, and return to the days of the farmer. Being in nature keeps us calmer. And sisters, ring the alarm, huh? No time to just have fun. And black queens, you already won. Taking my January intensive and sitting in the sun. And this year, make it a point to be somebody's hun. No more giving up the buns. Have them put that wedding ring on. And yes, from our ancestors, we were torn, but now we can be reborn. And yes, my sisters, it won't be long. Let's just ball like misters, but without the neglect. Take a bath and let the world get wiser. And sisters, that insurance to Kaiser, it's a liar. Only you can insure your health. Life should be lived, not just felt. My sisters, you are hurting, get some help. And again, my January intensive will truly be felt. That's what came to me. That's what Spirit told me today. That's the summarization. That's what I'm telling you. That's what it gave me. That was my day. Yes, speak that beauty and truth. Thank you. A fact. Permeate my soul from inside out. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, Maisha. Snap, snap, snap. I love it. Thank you for the hearts. Ladies, I was working every day. The testosterones, even though I ain't got none, I was creating some. I was moving like a man, thinking like a man, earning like a man. And finally Spirit said, but you a woman. And what are you going to do for that side? And I stopped today and I took a 3-hour bath, and that's what came out. Divine words, I felt that I needed to hear those words. The feminine energy has to represent itself. You're definitely representing. Thank you. Candace says, we're in the presence of greatness, sister. Thank you. Sami says, peace, love, and light. Adiba Detterfield is watching. How are you? Renetta, thank you for sharing. Candace says, remember this. Remember this. And the title of this poem is called Moving Up in Life. Moving Up in Life. That's where I want to take you in January 6, 2017. The intensive Blackberry Beauty Secrets, how to glow from head to toe, how to glow from inside and out, how to glow from above and below, how to glow. It's so important, you know, that spirit of that divineness, that energy. We are so many things. You are not just a goddess, but you're a poet. You're a baller. You're a shot caller. You are spiritual. You are divine. You are religious. You are holy. You are sacred. You are strong. You are tough. You are masculine. You are feminine. It's not so, oh my gosh, she's leaning too much to the masculine side, she's going to get hurt. It's when you stay there, when you know you got both in you. That's when you get hurt. And ain't I a woman? Yes, that's right, Catilia. Angela says, moving up. Jacqueline says, okay. I want you to remember that the coming out of balance, remember, it's not trying to balance, equally give time to everything in your life. It's what is needed right now. Oprah talks about that a lot. What is the very next step that I can take? That's what you follow. And intuition helps you do that. But you have to clean out your mind, your body, and your spirit in order to be connected to your intuition again. Excuse me. Fatima say, we are everything. We are everything. We are everything. I'm every woman, it's all in me. The only thing is, I love that song, but I want you not to be every woman to everyone else. If you could just be every woman to yourself, everybody will get some. We worry too much about, are we giving enough? But we don't say, are we giving enough to ourselves? Are we being enough to ourselves? We're so messed up. We like, oh, it's not modest to brag. It's not modest to want more. It's not modest. At the same time, we got the women that want, get, and they sad because they haven't figured out that they don't need to change the core of who they are as divine feminine being to make their money, to sell. Candace says, Lisa drops the mic. Yes, next step, I'm ready. Words of truth of my eye and Tahuti day of the week. Yes. Wow. Nubia, you mentioned masculine. Do. Then when you mentioned feminine, you said you gave birth to your poem when you got in the tub. So are you saying women need to lighten up? That's a very good question. I'm saying that women need to find the balance in the masculine and the feminine. I'm saying that when I was doing, which means let's talk about the 7-day cycle. I'm saying to you that I was actually running, lifting weights. I'm laughing at myself. Doing squats, sit-ups, very testosterone type stuff. I thought if I wasn't doing it every day, I wasn't going to make that my money. I wasn't going to be able to have lots of energy. I wasn't going to be able to go. That if I stopped, somehow I saw stopping as a weakness. If I took a day to myself, then somehow I was going to be out of balance. But what I noticed, we ask others how they are, but never check to see how we're doing. That's right, Fatima. I must raise my vibration. Yes, Marilyn. That's absolutely right. So what I noticed was this poem wanted to be birthed. The poem could not be birthed. The poem, because I believe self-expression, even when a man is doing a poem, even when a man is self-expressing, he's tapping into his divine feminine side. My poem wanted to come from my divine feminine side, but I left no room. Like I said in the beginning, if they say that God took 6 days to build the entire universe and the 7th day he rested, then God is a woman, because only a woman would know I don't need to run every day. I'll give you an example. My husband runs and does his push-ups, sit-ups every day. He never misses a day. Cold, rain, sleet. I was trying to do that too. But what I realize is I'm not a man. I'm a woman. So if I work that hard for 6 days, that 7th day, something want to come out from working that hard those 6 days. That the actual pushing, the go, the do of my divine masculine is actually making way for my divine feminine to bring it forth. So it's like, look at the divine masculine part of you as the seed that is implanted in the fertile soil. And look at the plant or the child being birthed as the divine feminine, that so far, only a woman can still birth a child. So it's like the day off, the divine feminine is the day that the child can be birthed. It's where the woman does her job. It's where she shines. And so, yeah, I believe like poetry. There's certain things that I believe, like I believe cooking. I believe preparing foods. Even when a man does it, it's still a divine feminine act. I also believe push-ups. I believe weightlifting. I truly do. I believe it's a divine masculine act. I'm not saying we can't do those things. We have both within us, or all within us. I'm saying that most of us try to balance it by either what I've done and what I've seen other people do is we go so deep into the divine feminine, we taking baths every day. I take a bath every day and I still do the sit-ups. So you could say, well, what does your day look like? I do mostly masculine things during the day, and I balance it with some feminine things. The feminine thing I do every day is I take a bath, sea salt bath every day. The masculine thing I do every day is I do push-ups, sit-ups, lunges, squats, running, and weightlifting. That takes up a majority of my time. When I'm doing business ideas, creating carts, to me, when I'm talking about selling instead of being sold to, I feel like I'm connecting to my divine masculine. But that will only work for so long because in essence, in reality, I'm in a divine feminine body, which means my divine feminine body needs some divine feminine care. In the January Intensive 2017, I teach you that. So let me tell you, I hope that helps your question. I know I went there, but I hope that helps. Hey, Rafaela. So let me tell you about the things I have on special, and then I want to tell you about Makeda Wisdom, the special she's running. So ladies, stand by, please. So my audio, so you know that I had those CDs. I had Getting Out of Nature, It's All About Raw Foods, Spiritual House Cleansing, and I always forget the other one, but it's something else equally wonderful. They were CDs. Hey, Chandra, they were CDs, and they're not anymore. They're audio, meaning as soon as you purchase it, I send the audio to you. Each audio is over an hour. It was $22. It's now $11. It lasts for a week. If you buy all four set, if you bought all 4 audios, it was $75. Now you buy all 4 audios, and let me just look for it. I think it's like, oh yeah, it was $75. Now it's only $40 for the 4 audio set. See, I don't do my selling this too. I don't teach you how to sell the way we always used to sell. Go to my website if you want to see. I'm just going to tell you what it is so we don't have to play no games with each other. Because see, when you know you got something of value, you don't have no problem selling it. And now you're making sure that your people can actually have access to it. I want to be transparent. So I'm also selling my December intensive, 3-hour virtual intensive. It's called Spiritually Selling, the Art of Spiritual Selling. And it's called Sell or Be Sold. Important for, not if you just want to be an entrepreneur. Doesn't even matter if you have a business or not. Most of us can't sell ourselves to ourselves. If you can't sell yourself to yourself, your skills, your ability, who you are, your culture, your confidence, your courage, that's selling. There's something to that. And I teach that. It's December intensive. It's $97. But because we have this Black Power Friday, instead of Black Friday, it's Black Power Friday, starting tonight, and it goes all the way until November 22nd, the day after Thanksgiving. It would be $97. After Thanksgiving, it's going back to $97. Right now, it's $67. I'm giving $30 off if you buy it within the week. The November money was called Creating Healthy Money Rituals. Phenomenal. I believe it's a part 1. I believe it's part 1. Before you can even think about selling, you need to know the strategies and techniques and a system that I've used all my life to get what I want, and now I do it so much better. That's why I realized it was a system, and that's why I'm creating more of what I want quicker. Instead of that was normally the replays, it was $77. It's only $47. If you want the replay with the worksheet, instead of $87, it's only $57 for a week. Love it. Thank you, Tony. Ashaki, how are you? Chandra. So now you know. Now, I'm doing the one-on-one consultation. I think I saved the best for last. Where did I put that? I don't know, but I can just tell you about it. So I'm doing a one-on-one consultation. It's usually $150. Right now, I can't believe I wrote this, but I already put it this way, so I guess there's an accident in the universe. I was going to have it from $150 to $100. It's actually $95. Instead of $150 an hour, it's $95 for the next 7 days. I'm also doing, because I'm going to save the best for last, I'm also doing an intimate morning meet and greet in North Carolina. I'll be in Durham on December 17th. There's a fee. You can go to my website for that if you want to, because I'm coming into North Carolina December 1st, and I want to do an intimate sit-down, pick Lisa Marie brain in North Carolina, in Durham. If you're anywhere in North Carolina, you can get there. You go to my website, you purchase it, and I will privately disclose the location, and we're going to have us a good time. Now, the very last thing, as you know, the Blackberry Beauty Secret, How to Glow from Head to Toe, my intensive on January 6th, next year, 2017, first of the year practically, it's normally, if you paid in full, because it is $597, but I'm offering that in installment plans. I think it's 3 easy installments. If you pay in full for those, because that's something special, it's $497. For the next 7 days, it's not $497, it's not $397, it's $297. And after the 26th, it goes back up $2 more $100. So it's $200 off. Can a sister get something? Because I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best to make sure that you in this next week now. This is when you use your skills. Buy something. This the audio thing for $11. I mean, if you can't buy that, then we ain't just stop watching me because you ain't interested in change. So, but I know that you all are, and I love that. Go shopping. Thank you. Jacqueline said go shopping. Angela says, wow. And remember, Jackie, thank you for that, because you can also buy some of these things for other people as well. Treat yourself. Okay. Now I'm done. Now there might be some other things on there that is preferred priced or it's on special. I'm trying not to say use words like I don't want to say try. I'm wanting not to use words like discount or reduce, because there's nothing reduced in the quality, only in the price. And so I want to make sure. And I teach you the words that you use in the selling. You're going to like it. Okay, Mary Cirquette says, you make it hard not to. Thank you, Queen. Now, remember, y'all, when I told you about one of my students, Makeda Wisdom, who has a YouTube, who talks about ancient, really African wisdom. She really does have that. And she really teaches you perspectives from an African woman from the continent. Well, she's been my longtime student forever, and I'm so proud of her because she is doing her thing. And she created these beautiful, I like to call them, I think you call them Herolution, like revolution, but Herolution, right? Rahema, you are so beautiful, chocolate rich melanin. Thank you, Rahema, I love you. So it's called Herolution. I call them oracle cards. The way I would use these is called the Wisdom of Natural Hair. Now, how many cards are in here? Makeda, if you on it and you could help me out, tell me how many cards are in this set. And also it's subtitle. It's not subtitle. It's bilingual. It's in French as well. And this Cameroon sister gonna get her French on. It's gonna be something I'm gonna learn in 2017 because my theme is polishing up your act. Don't leave because we're gonna start talking about what our theme's gonna be. I want everybody to drop that in the comment box, but not right now. So here's the beautiful cover, and let me show you the cards again. Makeda says yes, 55. There's 55 cards in the deck. Chandra says I watch her videos. Love Makeda. Yes, see, we connected. Don't you see the connection? You see the resemblance now? You see that Cameroonian energy coming through? That's my girl. Oh, that is hot. I need that for Senegal. Yes, Rahema, I think you would love her. Rahema, let me show you the pictures. This one says, oh my goodness, y'all. Look at the one I pulled. Makeda, do you see this? I've been talking about balance all the time. And here we are. Keep yourself balanced. What? Okay, I know you'll see this. This is the one that I pulled. Don't know what the theme is yet. Still working on it. Yes, sis, Makeda, you see this. This is the first card I pulled. So this is what I'm just going to show you. This one says appreciate the diversity of hair textures. And in December, remember, I'm going to be promoting some black, wonderful entrepreneur woman every day that I can. This one says explore the layers within you. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them because, you know, you need to be surprised when you get the deck. Let me randomly pick them. Let me let Spirit pick them. Oh, God, look at the other one I picked, y'all. Rahema says, love y'all. Let me see the other side of the card. Yes, I will, baby. So this one says, love and protect yourself. This is what I pulled. And the other side of the cards all have the symbol. I think these are like the Ndinkra symbol for beauty. It's the comb. Makeda, is this the symbol for beauty? And is this Ndinkra? Or is this another symbol from another part of Africa? Isn't that beautiful? I'm going to pull another one. Develop your intuition. This is what I pulled. It's oracle cards. I call them oracle cards. And remember, this is the other side. So, Rahema, that's what I'm talking about. Isn't that beautiful? So this is one of my students. Celebrate yourself. Look at this. Okay, so you want to know the deal? Okay, yes, Ndinkra. Yes, she says it's Ndinkra. Look at this one. You'll express yourself. I'm going to show you one more. I'm going to spiritually pull it. I'm going to do a divination. We're going to shuffle up the cards. For y'all that have never dealt with oracle cards, what I like to do is just turn them around on this side, and I don't even look at them. I just do this. I go like this. I separate them, and then I let the energy tell me. I might, split the deck, and then I just pull the one on top. This is my reading. It says, listen to the messages. This is my reading for tonight. Listen to the messages. I'm about to cry. Listen to the messages. And so let me tell you what the deal is. So now you're going to have to buy. This is another one I love. I love this picture, Go Within. I just absolutely love this. I love this. So they're all beautiful. It's a 55 card deck. And got to get mine. You got to get yours. Angela Mary Cat says yes. So let me tell you her special. All right, I got to write it down. I want to get it right. She has 2 coupons. She says if you put the Lisa, Lisa, all caps, when you go to her, first of all, let me just tell you, her link is www.etsy.com/CA shop Makeda Wisdom. Makeda, will you put your link in the comment box so people can get it? I'll also make sure I link it in the title when you go back. But Makeda, put the link in the way you sent it to me. Put that the same way in the box. So if you go to her link and you put an LISA, all caps, for 10% on the purchase of a deck, or number 2, you can put Lisa, again, LISA, for 20% for organizations for the purchase of 5 or more decks. If you buy 5 or more decks, you get a 20% preferred pricing. The artwork is amazing, isn't it? I love it. And if you want to buy a 1 deck, you get 10% off. But remember, you got to put the discount code, I guess, is Lisa, all caps LISA, and it expires December 28th. That's almost the end of the year. So 10% off, 20% off. I would buy it for friends, family. I would buy. I'm so glad I'm so glad she said this to me. I feel so blessed. Rahema says the concept, the cards, the colors, the messages, the artwork is beautiful. Isn't it, Queen? Makeda says, and Makeda, there she goes. She put her Etsy down there so you can see it. So I love these cards, and I wanted to make sure I got it all in. Okay, y'all. So let's recap. Let's recap this wonderful night. And I'll be coming back again with her cards to remind you. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull a card before I start these little Blackberry Beauty TV shows. And I'm going to make sure I pull one before I go to sleep as well. But I want to thank you all for being on here. What's the code? The code is LISA, Lisa. The code is LISA, all caps, Lisa. And if you want one deck, it's 10% off. If you want 5 or more decks, it's 20% off. If you're an organization or something. And another thing was, it expires December 28th, 2016, end of the year. Good. Lisa, that's right, Rahema. You got it, Queen. You got it. Adiba, loving the community happening here. Thank you, Adiba. Yeah, sweetie, you know what? I truly have finally figured out that there's more than enough for all of us. And that the more that we can promote each other, the stronger and more prosperous as a community that we will become. There's nothing that she needs to give me. When she gave me this, she gave it all. When she did the work in the group, she gave it all. When she started her channel talking about ancient African healing and wisdom, she did it all. So I know we have tools. And I'm not going to just be promoting December physical tools. If you have a product or service, now, the only thing I ask is that you be super right and super tight with your work. That you give, that you care about your people. That you do something to promote black people and the image of black people. Then that's okay with me. If you sell soap, powder, and detergent, and you're black, that's something for the community, and that's something that we need. So I just want to make sure I let people know I share. Yes, I share the links already on my wall and page. Thank you so much. The other thing I asked, or I wouldn't be a seller and be sold, please go to my website at theblackberrybeauty.com. Everything is special for you. Everything is special for you. Go shopping. Have a good time. Know that what you're putting in is you're investing in yourself. And Black women, and that's a beautiful thing. Makeda says, yes, you prepare me for the videos too. Love learning from you, sis. Thank you, Makeda. I love you. Monica Joe and Makeda says, thank you. You are scared, please. Thank you. Thank you for loving me so much. So I love you all with all my heart. I really enjoy doing these. They are just amazing. They lift me up to higher heights. I love it. I love so much is going on. So much is coming. So I want to really make sure, too, don't forget that intimate morning or evening. I'll decide with Lisa Marie Goodson in North Carolina. I'm coming to North Carolina, and I'm coming in with a bang. My husband and I, are coming in with a bang. And keep the aura up. Think about the word of balance. Use it in a different kind of way. And join the January intensive. Blackberry Beauty Secrets, how to glow from head to toe. Okay, last part. Oh, thank you. What's the website again? What's Makeda's website? The card website? Tony, is that the website you want? Because it's in the comment section. I can have her leave it again. If it's for the Oracle cards, then just let me know, Tony. So before we go, last night when we left, remember what I said? I said that I want you to have a theme for 2017. It is the premise of why you waking up every day in 2017. It is what you're working towards, no matter how it manifests and the many ways it may manifest. What is your theme? My theme is for 2017 is polishing up my act. My theme is polishing up my act. What is your theme? What is your theme? So if you've decided on a theme, you was here last night, which could be last year because we're so intergalactical, okay? We're so cosmological that I want you to leave it in the comment box. So your website, great. My website is, and I'll leave that in the description of this video. It's www.the, so when I say the, I say the THE, Blackberry, BERRY, beauty.com. And again, when you see this video replayed, I'll make sure it's in the title as well. Thank you, Tony. Dissertation. That's right. Adiba, I know that's right. I know that's right. Your theme is dissertation. I get it. And I see it for you. And everything you do is about it, connected to it, and for it. And for the good of it. And I love you for that. I see that for you. Renetta, you say my theme is financial freedom. So Renetta, now that you said it and you declared it, that's going to show up in so many ways. And it may show up in ways that look like you're not becoming financially free, but you are. And I want to teach you how to do it and do it well. Theme B PhD. Okay, Adiba, you said B PhD. Love it. I like that even better. Yes, the Blackberry Beauty. Thank you, Tony, for putting that up. Makeda, thank you for putting Blackberry Beauty up again for me as well. Angela says, transformation, cultivation, and resurrection of my true purpose. Girl, I love it. And Angela, that you doing that. So you got the right words, and now you know that you took the intensive and you know the 3-step program, the system that I created. Plug that. Make that a goal. And create your affirmation around that and an action and watch you fly, because that one is beautiful as well. Barbara says, I love it, Barbara. Barbara says, expanding my life. I feel like if we could give this call, I would call it today, this live stream, a name, it really is about expanding your life. I mean, because that says it all. It's almost saying, I don't know. I'm not going to even say how big it could be. I just know that it could be big. And if whatever I could think of, it's going to be bigger than that. That's expanding to me. Expanding is saying whatever I could think of. The idea of 10xing, timesing your goal by 10 is I'm just going to expand in my life. Universe, do what you will and make it. And be kind to me, universe. Be gentle and loving. Yes. Tony says, my 2017 theme is mental freedom, girl. Ooh, let me say, sister, why that's so important. It is this right here. It is this, and I'm pointing to my heart, and this that really stops us from getting what we want. It is this because we've been told, tell ourselves, hang around people that tell us, believe in that we can't have it, it's impossible, why do more, why not just be average, why be obsessed, why be addicted to success. We learned that. It's our heart because it's not healed, because we got all these broken relationships, because we are hurt from the enslavement Holocaust, that's not healed. And so when we have mental freedom, we really have spiritual freedom. So I want to just say this. Can I tell you where mental freedom comes from? It comes from spiritual freedom. It comes from understanding, loving, and knowing yourself. The courage. You know, we underestimate that word courage. It's even something we create. And then some people would say that's a masculine energy. Courage is masculine energy. Even when a woman is tapping into it, she's tapping into her masculine energy. I'm a Leo. If I ain't got no courage, then I'm going to be a sorry Leo. I tell you that much. We can't have no sorry. It's like the lion ain't had no courage in the Wizard of Oz. That ain't cool. That was a very metaphysical movie. And I'll break that down for you one day. You got to have courage. And believe it or not, somebody can teach you how to be courageous. You can learn how to have courage. You can learn to have courage. It is something that can actually be taught. And I will teach you that in the December intensive as well as the January intensive. Ladies, I love you so much. Thank you so much for sharing with me, allowing me to have this day off so that I could pour into you. And just everybody, I feel like I could look at a name today and I got something for each and every one of you. But I hope I gave you something without even calling your name out. You know I was talking to you. Thank you for the hearts, the love. Today is Thursday. I'll be back. So I decided I'll be forward. I'll be there. Thank you, Angela. I decided that I believe Spirit talked to me today and said, so I'm to do this every day. I mean, I'm be traveling here and there, but until the end of the year. Because once that January intensive starts, the focus is going to be in that group. It's going to have to be in that group. So my goal is to come to you every day until the end of the year. And I'm going to be doing everything I can, finding my balance to make sure I share some of that with you. I love you all. Thank you. Count me in. I'm so glad, Makeda. Lenora, how are you? I'm so glad. I know that January intensive, it's going to be off the hook. It's going to be off the chain. It's going to be divine and beautiful. It's going to be a great foundation. This is Lisa Marie Goodson of the Blackberry Beauty Transformative Academy, Ancient African Wisdom for the Modern Sister. Peace and blessings.